So a tool like Wireshark is going to be able to pick up plaintext protocols. And some of the things of learning all this while is that most of our knowledge of networking is just how to build a network, what are the components of a network, what are plaintext protocols, what are encrypted protocols, so that when we want to implement our network, when we want to advise our clients, when we want to set up networks, we make sure that we do things in a secured manner. Now, most of these things, labs you are doing with regards to your system, configuring this, sharing files, printers, all of that, it's just so that you can understand how to manage a network, right? How to manage components of a network, how to manage the pieces you have on the network. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, with regards to Wireshark, you're going to see that Wireshark is going to be occurring in most of the. You cannot take any security course without talking about Wireshark. And it's open source, is free, and it's like an industry standard. So after learning your plaintext protocols, in this lab, we are trying to say, okay, what are some of the plaintext protocol that you can capture in your Wireshark if you start picking up traffic? So I think this explains what network sniffing is. I'm going to drop this link. It's going to be something you can walk through yourself. Do I have Wireshark in this system? Let me see. Okay. If it loads up, I will just do it. So network sniffing is the process of intercepting data packets sent over a network. It can be done via specialized software. You can eavesdrop on chat message, login credentials. Imagine you having a website that having a login system and the site is not encrypted, doesn't have SSL. Wireshark can capture that login details. What are the protocols that are vulnerable to sniffing? So all of these are what? Plaintext protocols, right? Telnet, RLogin, HTTP, SMTP, NNTP, POP. This is mail, FTP, and this is IMAP. This is also mail. Now, there's what to call active sniffing and passive sniffing. So in active sniffing, the person actually have to scan the network. So a hub works by sending broadcast message to all. So of course, a hub is a little bit old. So what you have most of the times is switches. Okay. Now look at this website. The name of this website is TechPanda. It's Wireshark here. Keep this version, remain later. Okay, so you see my Wireshark. For some of us that are doing the Wireshark labs, you find out that once you load your Wireshark like this, you're going to see that I have several connections on this system. But if you see the two that are active is this Wi-Fi, right? This particular one. So I am connected to my system through a router, and my IP address is 192.168.1.120. Can somebody see that IP address? Can somebody see the IP address?
Sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir, we can see it.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
So how do I also confirm? I can do just a moment. I tried doing a Control Z to stop it. It didn't work. I could do an IP config, right? So it's going to tell me that my default gateway, which is my router, is what? 192.168.1.1. And my own IP address is what? 192.168.1.1. You see that the router is always 1. Then it starts assigning the rest IP address to other pieces on the network. So this, my particular system, is .120. So it conforms to what I have here, 1.120. Now, if I start capturing this packet, if I start capturing this, it's going to start looking at all the traffic that is going on within this particular network. Okay. So the very first thing we want to do is that we want to access this particular website, techpanda.org. Techpanda.org, if you check it, you see that it's going to be it's HTTP. It's not encrypted, right? You see, it is not secured. So let me start capturing traffic. Right, so let me load this. So everything that is happening currently now, it's going to be captured by Wireshark. Wireshark can be able to pick up everything that is happening right away. Now, the login address is this. Copy this. This is the email. This is the password. Then note, we will log into the web application for demonstration purposes only. The techniques can also sniff data packets from other net computers that are on the same network. Yes, because what happens is that Wireshark makes your system to your network adapter to turn into promiscuous mode. That's to say that your adapter cannot capture traffic from other systems that the traffic was not even meant for it. So we need to download Wireshark. We already have it. Then we click the start button. I've already done it, right? Then we access the sites, enter it, then we submit, right? So let's go ahead and submit this. So it has logged us in. And click on the submit button. A successful logon should give you the following dashboard. So we have something like this. So Wireshark would have captured the traffic between my browser, my system, and the server that loaded this stuff. Don't forget, this is what? This is not secured. So that transmission of data between this system, this browser, and the server would have been captured by Wireshark. Okay, so we can stop our capture. We can now start filtering our protocols on Wireshark. So I'll go to Wireshark. I cannot stop because I assume by now it would have captured the traffic. I will stop. Now, another good thing is that you can also save this particular, what we call pickup file. You can save it, right? See, it's always a pickup file. I can save it in my document, let's say my desktop, and say investigation, right? I'll save it. Now, I can come into work, start capturing packets, and capture packets till the end of the day. Save the file, go back home, same night, another day, 2-3 days, and open up the pickup file with Wireshark and now start checking through. So you mustn't investigate at that particular point in time. You can capture over a period of time, you can save, you can open up with still Wireshark, and you can be able to look at now. See, the name of the file is pickup ng, right? So what's the next instruction? The next instruction is that we will have to filter. Now, because our concern is HTTP traffic, we will just filter all of the things that are happening in Wireshark. Now, if you check very well, you see that there are quite a lot of protocols. You have UDP, that is port 53. You have TCP, you have TLS, you have, but what we just do HTTP, right? Right? And we hit search. So what it's going to attempt to do is that it's going to bring out and filter only the HTTP traffic. Now, you see, that thing about when we say you want to be a security analyst, you should learn networking, you should learn programming. So this is an intersection of two skill sets. Networking will help you understand that when we say source IP address, we mean that this is where the traffic is coming from. This is where the traffic is going to. And if you check very well, this is my IP. This is the IP of that particular server. Okay, let us try to do some little whois. And let us grab whois. And let us find out /whois. Let us find out what IP address this website is on. So we type on it and search on whois. So, or rather, I think we can do a ping plus string. we can do, sorry, we can do a ping techpanda.org. Now, does this tally with this? Someone should help me confirm.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Precious,
Yes.
does it?
Tallies.
Yes, it does. It does.
Good. Now, so we are trying to move from source to where? Okwadi, are you following?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Did I pronounce the name well?
I'm from Edo State, so I don't know the correct pronunciation.
Oh, you don't know the correct pronunciation, so I'm pardoned.
Not follow you, no. Help me out.
Okay. Is that Delabam?
No, not Delibam. Delibam is following.
Okay, so who is not following, please?
Carlo just joined, so I didn't know how you go to that FTP. I want
Okay,
to
so
follow up, sir, please.
you have to watch record. Okay, so let's write on. So we have this is my source IP address. So this is destination, which is this TechPanda. So we can now confirm that this traffic is actually meant for the website that was visited. And that's what we call reverse IP. You can actually get an IP address and try to know all the associated domain name for that IP address. Let's try and see if we can do that.
But sir, why did this thing capture OCSP? I thought you were only checking for HTTP.
And this might be a return. This might be a response, right? And so
Okay, sir.
yeah, this might be a okay, it's even written here, response. Let's check. So this might be a response from the server. That's why it's coming to us. This is from here coming back to us. Okay, I think let me not distract us with the reverse IP. We can do that later on. Reverse IP. Let me just drop it there. Let me continue and stay focused. So if you check very well now you see when we say programming, so you have different types of responses or commands that you can send to a server. So you have get, you have put, you have a post, you have all of that. I think when we do our web programming class in January or thereabout, we will get to understand some of these commands. Maybe when we do PHP or Python. Now you see that I can start tapping each of these guys. I can start tapping each of these response and look for maybe where I have a 200 response. I think here, where I have a response from the server. This is where I checked the server. This is the server responding back to me. So this is my 200 AQ response. So let me investigate this further. So now, OSI model. Are you seeing the OSI model here? Frame, Ethernet, Ethernet protocol, transmission protocol, hypertext protocol. So I'm going to typically check within my my hypertext protocol, or I'm going to check in my application layer if I can capture the password. So I'm going to be investigating around here and see if I can see the password. Okay, this should be the page. When we do, for those of us that can't program, when we start programming, you'll be able to set up something like this. I think this is just the HTML page. I will go to this place. I will check here and see, just a second. Check here. Okay, can't find it here. Here, let me see. TechPanda, this. So we're trying to see where it's capture the what's it called? Let me see. Let me see. Do I have any other 200? Okay, I have another 200 response here. Okay, let me investigate this also. For okay, I think this is the response. This is the page. This is the page that was loaded. So it has to be the page before it. Let me see this one.
Mr. Victor,
Yes, I'm with you.
sorry, I keep having this problem. As you're simulating it, I'm trying that as well. But HTTP protocol is not even coming up from all the protocols I'm getting. I don't know why I'm having this issue all the time.
All the time. Why?
Yeah. I don't know. You know, I sent a screenshot to you. There was a day I was looking for ICMP. The same thing, ICMP will not come, or if I try it,
Do you have two laptops?
no, I don't.
See why a geek need to have two laptops. So that you can fully tell what the problem is, whether it's your laptop or the software.
Because I can see you're getting it immediately.
Okay,
But
post.
yeah,
Let me check this. Okay, let's check this one. Let's check sending to the server. Okay, look at it. We found it. Can we see it? Can we see the password captured?
Yes, sir.
Now, we've used this thing before in demonstration purpose in class where we were able to capture, if you're a programmer, let me put some case studies. If you're a programmer, maybe you're using a LAMP stack or you're using main stack or whatever, you might have XAMPP. And if you have XAMPP, you are going to have most of your applications, in your, let's say your htdoc folder. So this is where you're going to have most of your applications. So most companies, most developers, you are going to have, let's say 20, 30, 40, 50 applications in this folder, right? Now, if you're on a network, Wireshark will be able to comfortably capture this packet because if I start my XAMPP, right? If I start my XAMPP, right? I'm actually going to go, if I start my XAMPP, I'm actually going to go to local hosts, right? I will go to local hosts to try to do something, right? That is if this server is on. Okay, one or two persons are asking questions. Okay, yeah, so we saw the password. So you see that if everything that is in this folder, we've tried it in class before, because once you come to this folder, you guys should not worry. When we start doing programming, some of these things will become a little bit clear. If I create a folder and say this is cyber intents, right? Now I go to this place, localhost / cyber intents, right? So I have something like this. Because this is not protected, right? All the transmissions I'm going to be having back and forth on this place, it can still be captured on Wireshark. What that means is that if a hacker or someone is trying to do reconnaissance gets into a building, what will happen is that, and he can use Nmap to scan the network, are now able to plot the network. So with Nmap, which is network mapper, sorry, Nmap, we're going to see Nmap later on in this course. Let me just say Nmap. This guy is getting confused. So this is what Zenmap looks like. Somebody said localhost, does it mean offline? How does Wireshark then capture it? That's what I'm trying to explain now. So you see that if somebody is able to get into your building, right? So that's why in security, in networking, we say on the network, on the data. So which is an active scan. Somebody can come into the network and it can scan the entire network. And too bad for you, the way you labeled your computers, you labeled them by developer, network engineer, CEO, all of those kind of things. You didn't use pseudonyms, which is a security measure. So what happens is that the attacker can ask, okay, this is the developer, right? And, you know, in hacking, people have different objectives. People have different motives. It's not everybody that wants to, let's say, get your steal data from you. Some people just need competitive intelligence, right? So somebody can come into the building maybe to make inquiry. He has access to a network. He scans, he sees a developer. He can come to Wireshark, investigate, right? He already knows the IP address of developer. So he can sort. You know, here we sorted by protocol. So here he can sort by IP address, right? In that, so I want to sort by 192.168.8.120. Is it 120? 120. So this is just going to sort the traffic only for the developer. Why is it not giving me a response? Is it dot 0.120? What's my IP address again? One 192.168.1.120. Okay, good. So he's just going to sort for only that developer, and he can start investigating all of the things the developer is doing. He can be able to track all of the website the developer is visiting and all of that. He can see the developer's IP address, where he's going to, all of those kind of things. And if he does that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, he can put one or two together and he can get some kind of intelligence about the company, about the brand, about what they do and the activities. I was talking about reverse IP the last time. So let me do the reverse IP now for that particular IP address. So I have this IP address. I want to know all of the domains associated with this particular IP address. So I just say reverse IP lookup. There are so many websites. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. Okay, we'll have question from this lab we just did. I will drop it for you so that you can try it out. It's a very nice lab that demonstrates how Wireshark can be used to capture packets. Okay. Submit. And if the IP address is shared by several other domain names, you can also know. You can know all of the people that are using the particular IP address. You see, this is directed to moneyboat.com. Moneyboat.com. So it might not be only it. Let's check the site. Okay, moneyboat.com. Moneyboat.com. What is moneyboat.com? Moneyboat.com. So moneyboat.com. Let's check. Think moneyboats.com. Yes, it goes to the IP address. It then means that this is the owner of that particular website, or that website is hosted on the same place where this website is hosted. So they are on the same shared server. I don't know if that, oh, nice. Are you seeing Guru 99? Are the same guys that owns where this lab was done. Guru 99. Awesome. Okay. I know some of us are lost. Why? You don't know what a server is. You've not hosted a website before and all of that. So things are going to become clearer when you start hosting your website. Like now, if you're hosting a website, you can actually have one hosting account and you can add 2 domain names. I think, Francis, you've taken a web programming class with us before, right? Are you on the call?
Yes, sir, I'm on the call, sir. Yes, sir.
I
understood what you're saying, sir.
Add on domain name.
No, not yet, sir.
As in, you wanted to have a second domain name on the same hosting something. Did you finally try it out?
I did, sir, but I didn't get it clearer, sir. I followed the video that you sent online, which I was able to. I didn't finish it on the line. I had to stop to do other things, sir.
Okay, so this is something that is possible. So the same company that gave this tutorial, they actually did this website for testing purposes, and they hosted it in the same place where you have this and where you have this. Okay. Anybody have question with this lab I just did now? So I'm going to drop this for you so that you can try out. Question, please. Question, please. Question, please. I think that will be all for me for today.
Okay.
Yeah,
can I go ahead?
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Henry, go ahead.
Hello? Yeah, can you hear me?
What's your question?
Okay, you treated this part and this and how to filter. I wanted to ask you about filtering of captured data.
Okay.
Because I saw that we had, let me say, because we just went to just one web address, we had like up to like 20 to 30 entries.
Yes.
So I was actually asking how you would filter, because let's take let me say an engineer for an example. He can go to up to like 20 websites in a day, or maybe 50 websites in a day. So how can you actually filter that kind of information?
Now,
Because you went to
one thing you should understand is that it's not
just one web.
The tax is not a child's play, actually. It can take you as long as 6-7 hours. It can take you a whole day. Just for you to start saying, okay, this is the developer's IP address. You have to pick them one after the other, right? Have all the IP address sorted out, maybe in a notepad, in a Word document. And you want to start, because let's say you want to get intelligence about what their developers are doing, right? What websites, in competitive intelligence, let me give an instance. We sell softwares, right? We are like accredited distributors for AVG Kaspersky. Now, some of our links, you don't get them just on the street. It's not something you just get easily. It's just like a woman that sells bags, and she has a link from China or from Dubai. If you tell her to tell you where she buys her bag from, we should tell you. I'm asking a question.
No.
Because that is
No, sir. The person will not, sir.
Yeah, because
that's a trade secret now.
That is her
trade
secret. That is her trade secret, right? So she's not going to let that out, because if she lets that out, that becomes an information that her competitor might have access to, let's say, $1 billion or $1 million. So she might be operating at, let's say, just 50 million naira.
200,000.
Or 200,000. But this person now, she wants to tell about that link. The person can just even go and meet the brand and say, because the brand is a trusted brand. It's not every business you can send money to and you'll get what you want. You can start hearing stories and all of that. But now you have established that this is the right link, right? And if you send money, you can go to bed, you're going to get your item. Now, that's also the same thing that applies to business, that applies to tech. When the person is coming to come and sniff around your network and whatever, the person might not be interested to actually steal information from you, or to even cause business discontinuity or whatever. It might just be intelligence. Now, it's not going to be a child's play, because the person is going to scan the network for maybe for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. Maybe come another day, scan for 4, 5, 6 hours. Come another day. You all have the pickup file, he has it. if I cancel this Wireshark scan now, and I go to my desktop, and I go to investigation, this is the file here, Wireshark capture, and I double click on it, it's going to open in Wireshark, right? Once it opens, I will see exact capture I did while I was in that company. And my duty now is to do what? Is to start picking all of these IP addresses and start checking how that relates to that particular brand. So this is something that can take as long as 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and whatever. It can take a lot of time. So there's no shortcut to it. I don't know if I answered your question. If this particular company, maybe they buy their softwares or they buy a particular thing they sell from a particular vendor. You have some vendors, for instance, they go to Freelancer or they go to Upwork, and that's where they buy all their things, or that's where they outsource all of their services. But they position themselves as very big companies and whatever, but they outsource everything. If you now know that, okay, this is the website they're always visiting like 247, it then means that all of the jobs they get, they outsource to this particular site. And that is an intelligence you can get and you can be able to use for maybe whatever you want to use for. So it's actually going to be a manual process that you're going to use to actually pick out all the places the person is going to and try to know where that is on the rest, just like we did for this particular IP address. Any other question? Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did.
Any other
Hello,
question?
sir.
Yeah. Yes, please. The question I want to, will it be a question or just asking, pleading that the videos you want to do for those labs, please, is it possibly you drop them on the folder
Yes,
of those same for us to pick, so that you don't leave it, you don't leave it on the YouTube, so that we won't be searching and then miss our ways.
No, you won't miss your way. There was someone that was saying he was confused yesterday. I was wondering why the person is confused. So please don't be confused. You won't miss your way.